This is a slaying moment. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Slaying for Me. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a great New Year and you celebrated it with your family and you brought it in with a bang. We are in 2023. We in the 23s now. And I've been living my best life. Honestly, I missed the episode because I just needed some time to regroup. Honestly, it was a lot going on as the year was wrapping up. And I wanted to come to you guys with like a clear conscience. It was so much happening in my life at the time, and I wasn't able to give you guys all that I normally give for each episode. So I am back, and we are back, and it's back. Okay. So for New Year's, let me just run down what's been happening, child. So for New Year's Eve, myself and my husband, we went up to our home church. Shout out to FCBC, First Corinthians Baptist Church in Harlem in New York. We went up to New York to be with my sister for New Year's Eve, but also to go visit church to have watch night. So I'm a church kid. I did grow up in a church, and I don't know if this is like you guys' tradition or if you do this, but normally when I was growing up, we would go to church Sunday. We would go to church and have church on Christmas, on New Year's Eve, on New Year's Eve. So we would go to church, they'll have like a little function. You'll have the praise dances. You'll have the choir singing. They might have a little food afterwards, but we'll bring in the New Year in church. As I got older, I would club and stuff like that, but normally we would go to church. All right. So it's been a couple of years since, that has happened. My church had the opportunity to do like a big service. This was the first year that they decided. I know that people have done it in the past, but this was the first year that my church was actually doing it. So it was like a big deal, like for all of us to go. For people that haven't been in the church or haven't had the opportunity to go to a watch night service, we got the opportunity to go to the first one that they brought back since the pandemic. So this is a big deal. And when I tell you the word that was dropped into our spirit on watch night, so for me, being in church for the new year and bringing in a new year with the Lord present, you can be anywhere and God is present. But for me, being in the house of the Lord for the new year, it always kind of brings things full circle for me, because I always want to make sure that first, when I go into the new year, I end the year like I started the year. So I always, start the year off with being in a church and having God as the center and thanking God for everything, and, worshiping and praising God as the year's ending and a new year's beginning. So I wanted to do that again. I wanted to be intentional with this year because our church was opening the doors. And the message that shout out to my Pastor Mike, the message that the title of the sermon was, I Am Unstoppable. Right. And when I saw the words, cause they do like big marketing, or whatever on the stage. And when I saw the theme that they have for the year, cause they have a theme every year, I was like, man, this is powerful. I was like, man, I never thought about being unstoppable in a way in which he explained it, right? Like, when you think about all of the things that last year you wanted to accomplish, all of the things that you had on your vision list. And this year I told myself, I'm not doing a vision board. I'm not going to do the pictures that I'm going to do. I saw this girl on TikTok. She was talking about how last year she did like a vision prayer list or whatever. And I thought it was very interesting because the way in which she like lists everything out, she didn't say, oh, I want, or I am going to do, or whatever. She said it was a prayer. It was like in prayer form. And I thought that was like really powerful. And it was almost like affirmations that she was speaking in prayer form. And I was like, man, I definitely want to do that this year, because I feel like a lot of the times last year, it was some things that, some affirmations or some things that I put on my list that I didn't accomplish. And I would look at my list and I would have to scratch it off. And I'll be like, dang, I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to do that thing, or it didn't align with how the year was going out, or my things shifted and changed in my life. And it made me insecure looking at my vision list or my vision board. And I'm like, dang, I ain't do that. It made me so insecure. So I was like, dang, okay, this year I want to change that. I want to change how I'm looking at the goals that I set for myself, but I want to make it more of an affirmation, because I find that, for me, when I set a goal, it has to be executed, right? And sometimes life just don't fall into place like that, Sometimes life is like, nah, we ain't doing that like that, And me being the person that I am that likes, life to be, I said, this plan out, Lord, just let's just follow it. And God is like, yeah, that's cute. No, we gon' bungee jump. We gonna hop over some things. You might get this, but these 3 things on this be after that. You might not get, it might not happen. You might get this. I'm thinking about if I'm going to give you this one, or this is going to take place, or your life is going to align with this thing. And I find it to be very discouraging. And I said to myself, how can I make myself more unstoppable this year? How am I unstoppable? How can I affirm that within myself? I'm going to create a prayer affirmation list instead. And it's basically things that I want to affirm in that year that I can still do. And it can be things that are like grandiose. It can be something that's small, but I don't want to put these expectations on myself for something that can shift. I can change. It can change. It's so funny because I still got my list from 2022 on the wall, and I'm looking at it like, dang, I only accomplished 3 things on the list. And one of the things I crossed off, and it was a surprise that it happened. So I was just like, wow, like if this is not proof that God is in control of some things, and, I need to like align with him. That was the biggest thing so the thing for the service was I am unstoppable. And he started off talking about how there was a young lady that DM'd him, and she was talking about, I really need prayer because I'm really trying my best to, do all that I can for me and my kid, my children. And I just need your prayer. I don't want to, I feel really lost. And we all have been there. We all have experienced that. I know I've experienced many lost moments within 2020, and I will experience more lost moments in 2023. But it was interesting what he said that makes you unstoppable. Unstoppable people, even when we are lost, we are uncertain, we still move. We still move even in those moments. It's okay to be like lost and be like, dang, I just need to chill out. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to, try to get my thoughts together. I'm going to regroup. But you still have the mindset of, I'm going to move forward eventually. It might take me, I need a breathing space. I need some breathing time to get myself together. And it was just one of those situations where he was giving us the tools to say, look, when you are in those moments in life, and I experienced this yesterday on the 1st, when you're in those moments in life, when things in life are not going great, or you have a hiccup in life, understanding your own strength, understanding that you're unstoppable. One, you're unstoppable. This is my belief. He didn't say that. You're really unstoppable with the God. Cause, I find myself, and I'm learning this about myself as even at the top of the year. I am a person that loves life to be easy. I like easiness in my life. I'm not saying I don't like challenges. Like, I like work hard challenges, but when it comes to like day-to-day stuff in life, oh, I love easy. Give me easy breezy cover girl any day. Don't let my car break down. Don't let me not have nothing to eat. Don't let me not have financial situations. Don't let nobody die. Don't let nothing happen. Don't let me get sick. All of those things. I'm just speaking my truth. I don't know if everybody else is like this, but that's me, Alexis. So I'm pretty much like, I like to live life easy breezy cover girl, right? So a person that lives like that, like myself and some of you guys, it can be disruptive when those things happen in your life, right? And on the first, that's what happened to me. Something disrupted me so badly that I was so upset. I was so frustrated. And I remember saying, I was saying a prayer. I was speaking to God out loud in my frustration. And I was like, I am not that girl. I'm not that girl that can deal with this type of stuff. I don't want to do it. Choose somebody else. Like, let me just be, live my easy breezy cover girl life. And I'm not that girl. I ain't the one. I ain't the one to be challenged. Like, don't do me. Like, I'm not used. Don't use me in that. Don't use me. Use me somewhere else. Put me in a different envelope. It's so funny because I was speaking with my husband today and I was like, how unfortunate is that for me to say, in this platform that I'm using, I'm here to motivate, inspire, encourage other people. But I'm saying, don't use me in certain aspects of my life. How selfish of a statement is that to say, but it's real. It was a real statement. It was something real that I had to come to the realization about myself, is that, okay, you don't like it. It don't make you feel comfortable. You really understand that, you understand the concept of saying, man, it's going to be life ups and downs. Cause I talked about balance, in one of the episodes, and I understand it. It's the acceptance part that is the struggle for some of us when we get into those moments and stuff disrupts us and we be like, oh my God, like why and this and why is this happening and all of this type of stuff. I was saying, being an unstoppable person, I know that things can change. I understand that. I understand the concept of things shifting and all of that type of stuff. I know that there is a solution, but I think the thing that always baffles me when I go through those moments is that I never tap into that. I never tap into my strength of unstoppability when I don't even know if that's a word, unstoppability when I'm going through those moments, because I'm so I love easy breezy. I love the easy breezy life. I like for things to just be good. I don't like negativity. I don't like, and it's definitely a challenge for me, and it's a challenge for all of us. I understood that, when 2023 happened on the 1st, that didn't mean that life was going to stop. And I feel like people kind of look at life like that sometimes when they go into the new year. They're like, all of my problems from 2022, they going to stop. They just stop on the 1st of the new year. And, it don't, sometimes your issues and the things that you dealt with last year, they continue into the next year. They might not last that long. You might, come to the realization on some things a little faster with the new beginning and the starting of a new year. But, you're still growing even through going into another year. And for me, listening to that I am unstoppable statement, that theme that my pastor came up with, it made me realize how much I don't tap into my strength, or I don't rely on it, or I don't acknowledge it enough, my internal strength. Because I am one of those people that, when I make a mistake or I do something, I feel like because I'm always around so many, I'm going to say seasoned people. A lot of people that are around me are a couple of years older than I am, and they've experienced some life, not just living life, but emotional, life, experiences. And me, I have experienced life, but not on a level of a lot of people that I'm around. And I always get so intimidated. I always feel like the weak link in a situation, because the way that I deal with stuff and the way that they will handle something is totally different. And I feel like it's more mature than I am. And I normally cave. They be like, okay, Alexis is, whatever you going through is going to be fine. Everybody's doing, I always have to be the person that's kind of coddled, instead of me, picking myself up and saying, oh, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. I was shocked when I did that. So I was, this is a side note, but it kind of relates to what I was talking about when I'm talking about how I was shocked that I did this to myself. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I was in the shower doing my hair, and my body just got weak instantly. I don't know if it had overheated, whatever the situation was. And I just was in the house by myself. My husband wasn't here. I was startled. I was like, dang, why is my body? It was slowly declining. I felt like I was going to pass out in the tub. So I ended up getting down and, changing the water to a different temperature to kind of bring my body temperature down. And normally in those moments, I would panic, because I'm one of those people, I always have people around me. And when I'm sick or something, I always get upset. Because growing up, it was always out of the group, I was always the person that would get sick. I was always the person that would get hurt. And I'd be like, well, why out of all 15 of these people, why wasn't nobody else hurt? And I was the only person that was hurt. So I always get frustrated when it's me that gets either sick, or if I'm hurt, or if something happens, because it just seems like everybody else is unscathed, and I'm the person out of the group that always gets something, or it's always something freaking exaggerate. And so my reaction to a lot of stuff when I'm sick, or if I get hurt or something, or if, my body doesn't work in a way in which it should, I always get very frustrated. So when I was in the shower, I said, kneel down in the shower or whatever to the tub. And I kept on saying, Alexis, you're okay. You are okay. You are okay. I kept on saying that to myself to calm myself down, because I started getting overwhelmed. And I was shocked that I said that to myself, because normally, if that would have happened and I had access to my phone, I would have called my husband something's wrong with me and I'm falling apart and whatever the situation was. But I was like, okay, you're okay. You are okay. Although I was still startled, and I hadn't, I think I was just overheated and I was just doing too much at the same time. And I don't think I had ate by that time of the day. So I was just doing a lot of moving around, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And I was so shocked in myself that I tapped into that part of my mind of saying, girl, calm yourself down. You're going to be okay. Just, get out the shower. I was walking myself okay, what you're going to do, you're going to get up, you're going to get out the shower. You're just going to go lay down. You're going to grab you got some water by the bed. I was trying to map out how I was going to grab the strength that I had within myself and get me to a place that I was safe and comfortable. So, and I did that. And that was the strength within myself that I didn't even know I was unstoppable in that moment, right? Not even hearing that message. So, for me, hearing that message, and even going through what I went through on the first, which was incident with my car. All car issues are stressful as hell. Let me be honest. And when your vehicle is down, or you have to deal with something pretending it's some obscure thing and you don't know about cars, or, it's like dealing with plumbing in a house. All of materialistic things can be stressful as hell for you if you allow them. And I do allow sometimes, majority of the time, for things to kind of take me like when they don't work, they don't do what they supposed to be doing. I'm not the one. Okay. To tap into, like, girl, it's gonna be okay. No, not it. Why are you not working? I'm paying for you to work. Okay. So, and that's another thing that we have to understand as well. Expecting for things to work and not looking at it from the perspective of they get tired too. Your car get tired. Your computer get tired. The plumbing in your house get tired. The lights in your house, the roof get tired. Stuff get tired. Material things get tired. And sometimes you have to revamp them. They need newness as well. They they're unstoppable, but they need a little work to be unstoppable as well. So, having those high expectations for things that you spend your money on is great, but it's unrealistic in a sense because things break, things, stop, and they morph into something else, or they stop working, or they age out, like your cell phone. Like Apple age out stuff all the time. Like they age out phones all the time. Like, we can't touch that phone, or we can't touch this laptop because it's past this date. And it's like, you done had this laptop for 15 years. It's working. One thing isn't working and they can't touch it. Like, you got to figure out another way to get this done. That's stressful. So, on Monday, I really had to talk to myself, and I've been talking to myself a lot and saying, dang, I need to figure out what my strength looks like. I need to figure out how I'm unstoppable in certain aspects of my life, but how can I be unstoppable emotionally? Because for me, I am emotionally tuned within myself, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the fact that and I appreciate and I celebrate the fact that I'm an emotionally tuned person. Like, I'm one of those people. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm angry. I might cry when I'm frustrated. Most of the time when I'm frustrated, I just yell. But I'm emotionally tuned within myself, like with every form of emotion. Sorry about that, guys. Every emotion I'm in tune with. I'm one of those people that I am in tune with my emotions, and I'm okay with that. Some people might find that like, oh my God, here she is with this cry again. I don't care. If that's my release, like everybody has their release. Some people go into their room and isolate themselves and don't talk to people for days. Some people yell, like people that are mad, they yell, they curse people out, they storm out or whatever. You have people that just don't say anything at all. You might have people that post stuff on social media when they're mad and they're sad. Every form of an emotion or a way that people deal with their emotions can be annoying to a person. I feel like, personally, like I have relatives that post their whole dissertation about what they're going through on their life on Facebook. That annoys the hell out of me, but that's their way of releasing how they feel. A person can look at me and be like, damn, she just always crying. Why she got to cry? And they'd be like, that's my way of me releasing how I feel on the inside. That's my emotion that I choose to use. Some people emotionally write. Some people, show their emotion through tears. And me being a person that's in tune with my emotions, sometimes I'm overly in tune and in a lot of situations. And I feel like as humans, everybody has moments in their life where they give too much energy to certain things. Some people, it could be your family. Your family, you are overly in tune with your emotions when it comes to your family. It can be your job. You are overly in tune with your emotions when it comes to your job. Like, how some people, they hate their boss so much. Their boss can take them. They can be having a good day. Their boss can say, oh, you came in late, and you express that to them. That can take you from 0 to 100 real quick. It's certain situations that can get your emotions to be like in overdrive. And for me in my life is when disruption happens. certain incidents that disrupt me, when I'm disrupted with my everyday life, or something that is causing a hindrance for me to do what I got to do, I definitely am one of those people I'm in tune with my emotions. I can be angry. I can be sad. I can be, even disappointed. I didn't even know disappointment was something that bothered me as well. Like I was not even angry. Disappointment, helps, causes me to be in tune with my emotions. And I learned that last year. Like I struggle with disappointment. Like if somebody disappoints me, it takes me a place that I didn't know that I wanted to go. Like I experienced disappointment last year, and I was just like, dang, like I was out. Like, dang, like, wow, this took me in a direction that I didn't, thought I wanted to be. And I got here, and now I'm here. Now I'm learning that I don't like to be disappointed, or I haven't experienced disappointment. And how do I deal with it from here? How do I, understand that, I could be disappointed, but don't let it take me out. Don't let it take me down. So being unstoppable, that I am an unstoppable statement for me is more than just being unstoppable in business. Cause I'm a pretty determined person. I'm pretty ambitious. I'm pretty determined. I'm pretty much one of those people, like, you say I can't do it, I definitely can do it. Like, especially when it comes to my passion, what I'm passionate about, what I have, what my dreams, the visions that God has given me, you can't stop me. I am unstoppable. If God gave me the vision and he made it plain and I prayed about it and I aligned with him, you can't tell me I can't do it. That's how I feel. And I believe that everybody else in the world has that inner oomph within themselves, the inner unstoppability to say, you can't stop me. It's already spoken into the universe. It's already been ordained. God already said it. So I'm definitely unstoppable in that aspect of my passion and my determination with what I want to do, when I want to accomplish the world. What I'm working on this year and being unstoppable is emotionally unstoppable. And I'm not allowing for disruptions to really shake me, allowing for my emotions to decipher what I'm putting on my emotions into every situation, and realizing my strength within myself when life happens. Cause, life is life. Life keep lifing all the time. But it's definitely a challenge for me, and probably a lot of y'all too. We were in a pandemic for 2 years. We came outside, then life happened where we had to do the vaccine. So I think we all are trying to figure out, like, 2020 was a big disruption. And and it's so funny because I didn't deal with that disruption in a way in which I thought I would have. Like, oh my God, everything is just falling apart. All my dreams and everything are falling apart. I didn't deal with that. I was like, okay, let me just chill out real quick. I was upset about some stuff, but I chilled. I feel like 2022, I didn't deal with that very well. Life disruption, because I was like, dang, we've been in the pandemic. Let's just move forward. Let's just go on. Let's let the beat go on. It's like almost like an irritation sometimes when life disruptions happen. I get irritable. I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, why are we on this street? When really in reality, it needs to be a situation where figuring out where my emotions supposed to go, figuring out what I'm saying to myself in those moments, really taking a breather in those moments when I get into those moments, and allowing for myself to say, this is something that is supposed to happen, or asking God, hey, what am I supposed to find out about myself in this moment? Tapping into that part of my life is so important. And that's going to make me even more unstoppable with the things that God has in store for me coming up in this whole year. I'm going to be so unstoppable. I'm going to continue to be unstoppable when I learn how to be unstoppable, not only just in my passionate part of my life, but in my emotional part of my life. I'm going to need that strength because there are a lot of things that are going to take place in my life. And I have to, it's going to be more disruptions. And I have to be able to be a person that says, let me assess this. Let me step back. Let me find my strength within myself. Let me say, Alexis, you can do this. Or Alexis, take your time. Or Alexis is going to be all right. Or, God, what do you want me to learn in this moment? God, how can I, what is the move? Or God, can you give me a sign? Can you help me? And be able to mentally be okay and not fall apart in this, fall apart and allow for that situation to affect so much of myself that I'm stressed the hell out. So I wanted to share that with you guys this on today as we go into this new year. You are unstoppable. We all are unstoppable. It's parts of our lives that we are more unstoppable in than we are in others. And for me, I just shared my experience. Your experience might be, I need to be more unstoppable with going forth with my dreams. Like that could be your thing. I need to stop allowing for people to tell me that I can't do this or I can't go this place or I can't accomplish this thing. Maybe that's you. Maybe you need to be more unstoppable with your health instead of saying, oh man, I'm just going to be this weight my whole life, or I can't go to the gym, or I can't afford to go to the gym. Maybe you need to be unstoppable with figuring out ways to be consistent within yourself aside from how everybody else is doing it, right? Maybe you just need to be unstoppable with spending time with your family. Everybody's thing that they need to focus on to become unstoppable in that part of their life. It is a work in progress. And I feel like we all are unstoppable, but some places we need to focus on to become more unstoppable. So I hope you guys have a very prosperous new year. I am so excited. This month is going to be amazing for all of us because it is a new chance for us to be able to continue the mission, the purpose, and the plan that God has for our life. And, I hope that everybody under the sound of my voice makes it to the end of the year, makes it to the end of this month, makes it to the end of this week. And you are able to tap into the part of you that is unstoppable and keep moving forward on things. Even when you have life disruptions like I do, I'm learning and I'm working on moving forward and becoming unstoppable and knowing my internal strength. So I just want to encourage you guys to just focus on being the best versions of yourself and allowing for yourself to give yourself grace and understand what your strength look like. And also don't forget to follow me. I am back on social media. And cause I took a little sabbatical, child. I needed a break, but I'm back on social media and I'm so happy about that. So you can follow me at Alonafus, ALONAFUSS on Instagram and TikTok. Also, don't forget to check out the show. You can follow us on all of the platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and RageWorksNetwork.com, where you can check out all of our episodes. And don't forget that slaying for you is the best lifestyle to live. Have a good day. Happy New Year.